name is McDonald again. I'm back with podcast with Mathew. This is a place where we have different conversations. I talk to different people that I know, and I believe it's a place where so many stories will be unearthed, or people that we don't know, people that are doing stuff that is changing Malawi, changing the world, and changing their lives above everything else. So today I have a friend of mine, a colleague, Mathew Kapanda. I don't know Matthews, but I know what is Mathew. Popularly known as Atsogo. So I think today we'll talk more about his story and everything. So as I said, this is just there's no formula about this. It's just us having conversations. We uncle this one, but also just to talk about things that are relevant that can really inspire other people out there. So let's talk about it. Tell us more about you. I think specifically around who's Mathew, and what is the Atsogo brand.
Thank you. First of all, thanks so much for having me. Mathew Kapanda. That's my ID name. Basically, I'm coming from Mangochi. That's where I was born and grew up in Mangochi. So from Mangochi, I did my primary school, of course, right there in Mangochi, Macau Primary School to be specific. And then from there, I went to Planta Sonda School. From there, I went to Mzuzu University. Of course, we were together at Mzuzu University.
Yeah.
Same years.
We're together. Yeah. I have a story about that.
Yes. Yeah. So I think it was from 2011 to 2014.
2011, 2014.
2014, that's when we finished, and we did our graduation in 2015.
Yeah.
On 21st August.
I don't remember.
I do remember. So,
I don't remember.
Yes. So basically, that's my educational background.
Yeah.
So from there, after graduation, I went back to Mangochi, of course, hunting for the job. I spent almost a year before I got the job.
Yeah, and I remember you came back to Lilongwe. You're working with the Good Shepherd?
Yes, Good Shepherd International School.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, actually, basically, my coming to Lilongwe is because I got job at Good Shepherd.
Yeah. School. Yeah, I remember that. I think after that, that's when I saw you started a lot of merchandise kind of culture where you were doing business.
Yes.
Yes. It ended up being not the phone that I was looking for. But I know at that time, but I don't go business today anymore. Like the guy is inspired.
Yes. Actually, when I was still at the college, in one of the holidays, before I started selling my phone, I was selling Osiba. Actually, when I was at college and after I graduated, before I got the job at Good Shepherd International School, that's what I was doing. Yes. But selling Osiba, that's what I have done quite for a long time. Then my phone now back in Tawachiba, but Osiba, that's what I've done most of my times after graduation and even time when I was at school.
Let's talk about Kumangwash.
Yes.
The struggles at Kumangwash.
Yes.
From how I observed you,
yes,
I come from a very poor background. I don't hide about it.
Yeah.
But from what I observed you, the struggles that I saw,
yeah. Actually, if one hears about Mangochi, first thing that comes in the mind, Atsogo, fishing, and like that's the environment that I was raised in, and most of my colleagues back home, they do not continue with education. Most of them they dropped at primary school level, and few up to secondary school level. So growing up in that environment, whereby 95% of your peers are involved in fishing. So that
what else do you do? Yeah, it ends up to be a default kind of thing.
Exactly. So it at some point it became a challenge, whereby I wanted to go to a boarding secondary school. So when I was selected to a community secondary school, so I opted to repeat standard 8. So some people in the village advised me, no, just I was just drop school and start fishing.
Yeah.
So I had to challenge them. So no, I think I can still make it. So I had to repeat standard, and then that's when I got accepted to Branta Secondary School. So growing in that environment, it's not easy to break through to even to.
Standard 8.
Most of my friends got married soon after primary school. Most of them.
It's crazy.
It's very crazy.
I grew up Kuntaja.
Okay.
I know these areas, Ntaja, Mangochi. It's not easy for young people. And I think about a girl child. I was my cousin over that. Yeah. But even when I was in Kuntaja, I think somewhere there.
Yes.
You know, in those places, even in primary, and they're already oriented about marriage.
Yeah.
There's nothing about to go or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the environment that I was in. And you know, being selected to Branta Secondary School, and I'm told it was for the first time in many decades.
Wow.
Somebody to get selected to Branta Secondary School. So I was celebrating
from Mangochi to Branta Secondary School.
Exactly. That was 2005, and I started from 2006.
That's big.
Yeah. So and then I finished in 2009.
But what kept you focused?
You know, I was of course I like listening to the radios. Okay. Initially I wanted to be announcer, you know. So those people on the radio are those that inspired me to work hard to be like
this is a big problem here. Yes. Most of the times at Hambiri, we aspire to be things that we see.
Yes.
And most of the times if you talk to someone where in those typical remote rural areas where some of us grew up at, you don't have any role model in your life.
Exactly.
All that you see, Mpuzisi,
yes.
And if you ask them, what do you want to be? A soldier. Yeah. If you just feel like you're fit.
Yeah, exactly.
And similarly with your situation, because of listening to the radio, I used to listen to the radio as well. And that thinking was happening in my mind, like I want to be an announcer, I want to be an uncle, whatever. Crazy. Of course, eventually here we are.
Yeah. So because the other thing, my relative were encouraging me to work hard, in as much as they did not go far with education. By the way, in the family, I'm the first one who has gone to the university. I'm the only one actually.
Wow.
In my family. So
that's huge.
So I wanted to break that record in my family, you know. And in that village, I was the first person to go to the whole village to go to the university.
Yeah.
So
let me just emphasize this. For people that are checking this, being in Malawi and going to a university, to a college, is not easy. It's I know to other people it's just one of those things that happens. But if you are in Malawi and you got an opportunity to go to the university, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. And there are people in different families that can't even point a person who ever even went to maybe even not even a private university. So it's not easy as it seems. So this story is quite unique in that way because it's not easy for someone who has been in a family where no one has ever gone to college to really break that cycle and go there. Let's talk about it. How was the moment when people heard that you were selected to university?
You know, we were super excited. You know, having being the first person to go to the university, public university. Yeah, so we were excited, and you know that you become a celebrity in the community. So I had to prove that growing up in such environment doesn't necessarily mean you can make it to the university. So I set that precedence whereby, you know, Marokdi and Twambili Muma Peter Kunyanja Madala Usozi to survive and so forth.
It's just hand to mouth kind of setup.
Yes, exactly. So it was, you know, it was a big news even to the family. Yes.
Amazing. I'm happy for you. I know, coming from places like those and to just go to the university. I saw you at the university, I remember. we were involved in a couple of things that were similar. I audited a course.
Yes.
One of the, I think to library. You're doing library.
Yes,
Yes, library. I audited a course there with Mr. Mali.
Mr. Mali. I remember quite well.
Yeah, I think it was something to do with knowledge, economic knowledge, whatever. Ash.
Yeah.
God knows what it was. But one thing that I noted in you was the friendliness that you had with people. And I think that creates the story that we'll talk more about later on about your business and stuff. But I saw you created a friendliness with people. Was this something that came out of your setup with Mangoji, or something that came out of just being at the university, you were excited and you wanted to be friends with everyone?
I think friends, that friendship, I do value friendship. I think I consider every person as an important person who has something that you may not have, but which is useful to you. Yeah. So even if in as much as I grew up in that environment, but I was still valuing the friendship. Of course, with setting boundaries to say, no, this isn't Taliza, let me just do this. Yeah, so even in university ago, also that drama, and that also contributed to having many friends, as much friends as possible. Yeah, so maybe that's how I am.
Right. So congratulations, and by the way, I saw on social media that you opened an office.
Yes.
I've known Kuti you transition from working to full-time entrepreneurship. And I want to know more about that. But congratulations, by the way, for the success that I've seen.
Thank you.
It's looking good. It's encouraging a lot of people in the year that struggles are big. COVID is there. Businesses are failing. But yeah, to see that young people are still making it, it's a good thing. Talk to me about leaving your job to entrepreneurship. What happened there?
It's very funny. It's very funny. First and foremost, when I got into Lilongwe, I had no idea that for you to, when one is looking for the house, you have to engage an agent and so forth. This kind of viewing fee, commission, I had no idea. So mostly I thought property owners are the ones who struggle to find,
tenants.
The ones, running with adverts, Of course, there are some property owners who market their own properties, but probably 95% or so they do engage estate agents. So I ended up the money that was meant for rentals, it ended up paying for viewing fees and so forth. So I became frustrated. So I thought, why can't we just create a WhatsApp group? If somebody is moving out of the house, in case there's someone who's looking for the very same specification. So that's how it all started. So I created that WhatsApp group. It was full within 2 hours. Because
you were popular. I know, because my wife was one of the members of your group. Then she was my girlfriend, and then she was looking for a house. And like, Atsogo. I was like, I know this guy. So you were popular with those groups.
Yes,
so
exactly.
What happened? But what I want to understand is, okay, you all transition to that, but what really happened with the connection of you leaving your job? What happened?
So that's where I was heading to. So now, so as I said, that the first group was full within 2 hours, and then I created another one. So houses that were appearing in this group, I could forward them to other group. So because I was sharing so many houses, so people started approaching me to say, if you come across this or somebody told you about this particular house, before you post to the group, I just post to you.
Please talk to me.
Yeah, please, or inbox me. I'll give you a token of appreciation. So that has been the trend until I reached the point somebody advised me, but you are still generating something out of the generosity that you are doing. Yes. So that's how it all started. By then I was combining the work and so, I was growing in the popularity and so forth. So I said, I think it's high time that I must focus one thing. So then, Malingro Sobano was a kind of full-time real estate agent, So I took that challenge to leave the job. So when I was signing the contract, as a contract you sign another one, depending performance and so forth. So did I sign a contract there? Now that this will be my last contract, so I should start focusing on real estate. Yeah. So when I left, so when that contract ended, so by then I had not opened the office.
Wow.
So kuba, yeah, but I was doing things differently.
You have been there.
Yeah, and that is an asset that contributed to where I am today.
Why the name Atsogo?
The name Atsogo, I'm a Christian, and even from secondary school all the way to university, I've been holding positions in Christian organizations, SCOM, CAP, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So leaders, Atsogo Mazuka Bandi, Atsogo leader, Atsogo. So I think we can name the company Atsogo. Okay. Actually, by then, my Facebook page, personal account, I just said Atsogo Mathew Kapanda as in Atsogo, also with a SCOM.
Yeah.
So I said, let me just continue with the same brand to the company. That's how it.
Amazing, because I think your brand name really is really different. Yeah. You need to patent the word Atsogo, but yeah, the brand name is different. I like it. Every time you mention Atsogo, and because of how you've been engaging with people in your real estate deals, I think you earned the trust of people. You started with giving value, and then later on, you're earning a living out of it. I think that's one thing that I feel like most people don't usually do.
Yeah.
They want to start a business, they want to start selling at the same time. But people don't know you, people don't trust you.
Yeah.
You need to build that rapport with people. And that's what you did. You helped people for nothing, and then later on, you raised a business out of that. And I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, that's how we started. Actually, because in every sector in entrepreneurship, there's stiff competition. So you have to make sure you outsmart your competitors. You are on top of the game. So we are dealing with the assets of high value. Millions of millions. Yes. Yeah. So I make sure that I protect the trust that people have in me. So and I make sure that I serve the clients to their satisfaction, and that help us to grow.
Great. So let's talk about the Atsogo brand. How do you manage this brand? How are you growing this brand? What's the plan going forward?
As I said earlier, that in every sector or field in the entrepreneurship, there are always competition. There are competitors. So for us as a Atsogo Estate Agent, what we did, we made sure that we are on top of the game. So what we have done is we decided to have an office. That's obvious, because you need to have a physical place where people can find you.
Yes.
So we have an office in sector 4, area 47, and also we have a professional website which was successfully designed, and many people have responded. Those who have visited the website, they are really satisfied. It's easy to interact and to navigate through the website.
Yeah.
And also, of course, we have a Facebook page which is also growing. So far, we have close to 12,000 followers. So, as I said, we maintain what I was doing from the word go in terms of
the relationship building, trust with people.
Yes. So what I mean is, all the WhatsApp group that I created, they're still existing.
They're still there.
They're still operational. So far, we have close to 29 groups.
Wow.
Yes.
29 WhatsApp groups.
Yes.
That's a lot, my guy. That's a lot.
Yeah. So apart from that, we make sure that we are registered with business registrar. Office,
very important.
And MRA. Yes, because we make sure that we are complying to the law and the law of the land. So that people can trust us, and we should be legitimate real estate agent.
Amazing. He has an office. He's not operating as one of those people you can find under a tree. He has an office with people there. They are registered, compliant with the law. Please support people like this, young people that are really doing amazing stuff. And I like that you have also gone digital. You are thinking of how to work with people, for instance, who are in diaspora, who may want just to see the property before they commit. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's in your line of business. I've made agents like real estate people who, instead of showing you the property, they want you to go with them without just giving you the details in advance, because they are looking for some money for commission. But I think you're doing good. Facebook, having a website, it's a very good thing, good investment, and I believe they'll give the return of that investment.
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Anyway, let's talk about profits. I'm excited about this because I've known you to be a critical person when it comes to what people are doing around, I call it the madness that people are doing in the name of being prophets. You have been a heavy critic of Prophet Shepherd Bushi. What happened? What happened?
I must.
Do you have a personal beef with it?
Okay, let me make this disclaimer first and foremost, that this has nothing to do with Atsogo Estate Agent.
Yes, this is
personal
yes.
As a
yes, let's just make it the brand of Atsogo is different from the opinions that he shares around this. Over to you.
Yes, thanks so much for that question. Actually, before I get to that question, there's a Facebook page, Atsogo Estate Agent, where we talk business.
Yes. But
I have a personal account, Atsogo Mathew Kapanda. That's my personal account. Has nothing to do with.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, coming back to your question, the prophets have. I mean, things are getting out of hand. I don't even know how to start from, but I do not believe Bushidi being a true prophet. That's my personal.
That's your personal opinion.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't believe that him being a true prophet of God, because you're judging from what he does with the scriptures. I believe he's a false prophet. And there are so many, probably over 90% of people who claim to be prophets, they're false prophets.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid to mention names that this is a false prophet. This I believe is a true prophet. So Bushiri is one of people that I believe is not a true prophet.
Yeah, I think about prophets. You see, I've seen you a bit involved with Prophet Uliabunya.
Yes.
Lately. Quite funny that eventually you would interact with a prophet in a way. People that claim to be prophets anyway. You know what is fun about this thing is the definition of who a prophet is and who institutes them to be prophet, who really how can I put that? Make them to be prophet eventually. Because you see, there are so many young people who after being overzealous, after laying hands on a few people, they turn out to be prophets and they start doing it. And then end up being scandalous, doing very crazy things. Like a scenario we heard about a person in Kasungu, where allegedly a prophet was involved with his wife, and he discovered that during the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Come on, how come? What's happening with this whole thing about prophets?
Okay. First and foremost, I believe there is an office of prophets or office of prophet from Fivefold Ministry, and I mean we must accept the fact that in the last days many prophets will mushroom, will just come out. False prophets, I'd say, come about Others, they're sent from the darkness. Others, they're not called to be prophet. But maybe a certain situation, God used them, maybe to heal the person, and then they thought that now I'm a prophet. You get the point? But the Spirit of God is not limited. You can use anyone, whoever, you can. But that doesn't mean could you a prophet? No, the Spirit of God can use you.
Can use you at what particular time?
Yes, exactly.
And doesn't become a definition of who you are forever.
Yes, exactly. So palantwena chifukwa chaona kuti maybe they were called, really genuinely called to be prophet. Komano in the line of duty. Prophet, you are obviously you are given the gift and so forth. So gifts and that's where you need to be careful. So they divert from the right channel, the crazy stuff that they're doing now, because they want to maintain maybe membership, the
numbers and stuff.
They want to attract more people, just to please people. That's also originally. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think, when it comes to things about prophets, I'm asking you because I've known that you're critical on your social media. You talk about things. You don't hide words. You mention names. I remember you got in trouble this other time when you're talking about the late prophet TB Joshua. You got in trouble in that post. People were so mad. Yeah. And that's what surprises me about this whole thing. How people can defend a person, but they wouldn't stand on anyone who's dealing with the truth of God. They wouldn't stand on the truth or something. But if you talk about a particular person they associate with, it's war.
Yeah, and when the news was broken about TB Joshua passing on, it was controversy. Actually, my message was, though I do not believe although I believed he was false prophet, but condolences goes to the immediate family, the wife, and the entire church. That's the message. Yeah. So people, they was focused on what I believed as a person. And I remember I said, this is my personal opinion, and this is just my personal opinion. So I mean, so a lot of people, they blocked me, they unfriended me. Of course, that's what I expected. I was definitely surprised. Yeah. So it's a shame the way we defend a human being, the way we defend a person, and not God Himself. Some people, they're quiet. Yeah. They're quiet. Try to
people can be blasphemous today. They can talk about anything about God, and they can say anything. But the moment you mention the name of someone that they follow, it's trouble.
You are in trouble.
Is it that we are more attached to people than we are attached to what we believe?
We should not offend others.
Yeah.
Let's accept it. God will judge us. Those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We should just receive. We are forgetting that we are also responsible to check. Check which one is in the line of the Bible. The Bereans, if I'm not mistaken, after Paul preaching, they would come back to their word and check. What Paul was doing was in the line of it is biblical. So if you are doing that, you are labeled judge.
Yeah. The funny thing about what you're saying is, I don't know why we don't allow other people to express their opinions.
Yes.
So for instance, if someone says so and so is a true prophet and I believe in them, that is their opinion.
Yes.
If today I say so and so, I don't believe they're a true prophet, people will stone me. Why is my opinion of not being aligned with your opinion an issue? That's why I find that the whole thing is crazy, and I don't see God in all this defense that people do about people.
No,
I don't see that.
There's nothing.
It's just crazy.
There's nothing about God, because
it's It's my opinion. My opinion, the way I study the Bible, the way I understand it, I don't believe this guy is right. Why is it a big thing?
No, I mean, we respect their opinion in believing somebody to
yes, and you
in
can
the same
do
way,
that.
We should also respect
your opinion
on what we believe about the person.
Yeah.
You know? So,
and that's where I find very complicated part. And I'm not going to talk about it because I know the implication that it would have on the video.
Yeah.
Is about even when it comes to issues to do with rights of people and stuff. When other people don't believe a particular, not that they don't believe about their rights, they don't hate them, but they don't believe that a particular practice is not right in a way, and you express that I don't think that is right, I go for this. Everyone is gonna stone you. So why is my opinion an offense when your opinion over me is not an offense? That's where I find it difficult.
I think just being overzealous.
I think it's being overzealous. Yeah,
because I'm gonna so ignorance somehow.
Yeah.
Because in their right to defend what they defend, they also forget that we have also the
right to put an opinion.
Yeah, to put an opinion. Okay, in what they believe in. We do that respecting their right to believe what they believe.
Yeah.
In the same way, they have the right to talk to express their opinion on what we believe in. I mean, that's not.
Yeah, that's what people do. I'll be talking to a friend of mine who's an atheist, who doesn't believe in God, and I think it's going to be a good conversation to talk about it, to hear what he believes. Or what institutes or constitutes his set of life goals or life values and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very important just to hear people out. But this is how I live. I personally live. I believe people have a right to be heard, and have a right to whatever that they believe in.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to judge that person and say, you're gonna no. I understand he does. Yeah. What I believe is this, and I believe it works for me.
Yeah.
I will tell you, join me because I believe it works. Yeah. If you don't join me, it ends there.
Yeah.
If I don't force me to join because I understand what you believe and I choose to believe this.
Yes, exactly.
So why don't we coexist? That's
I think people to understand the diversity. In the religious circle, I think people they have the problem because they want to force everybody to believe what they believe, and that's the problem. Even in the terms of Jesus, they do not believe him.
Yep.
So they departed from him.
They despised him.
John chapter 6. But the Bible says when they heard this hard teaching, they asked among themselves, who can follow this hard teaching?
Yes.
And therefore many of them departed. From him and then followed him no more. And only 12 or 14 who were left behind.
Remained,
So Jesus also gave that freedom whether to follow him
or not to follow him.
So that we should also do today. That we have people who cannot agree everything in what's written in the Bible, even on the doctrine. We cannot always agree. That's why there are different churches. It means we respect each other. In as much as we use the same Bible, but we have different opinion towards the Bible.
Amazing. And I think that's what we need to focus here. That the channel, the views of Mathew around this doesn't constitute what we believe in. His opinions. I have my opinions around these people. Do I believe they are right? Do I believe they are real prophets? I would say my opinion is very complicated because I don't even believe there's a prophet around. But that is aside. These are just beliefs. This is a podcast of what we think is right. But eventually, what I like about you is the boldness to talk about what you believe in. Yeah. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring this whole issue. Not that I have anything to do with the alleged Prophet Bushir or anyone in their circle. I believe they have a right to do what they do. If they're right or not, I think I have my own yardstick around that. Yeah. But what is interesting about you is your boldness to talk about it. Whether people block you, they'll come and hate you. You become a talk of the town, but you're bored to talk about it.
Yeah, you know what? Because what I believe
it's amazing.
When you have your own things, I mean, you are you are able to feed your family. If I'm a defend, That's where
they get the money.
Yes,
True,
I know, and I understand them.
Yeah.
But kwa muntu amene umazidalira weka financially, I mean, you have no reason to fear to express what you believe.
What is your opinion about a particular thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as I said, we cannot always agree. That's why
yes, we can't always agree.
We cannot always agree. And
it will never work.
Kusiana maganizo, it doesn't mean mkare adani. It doesn't mean simungapangele most business. It's very interesting. And we know that 99.9% that's Islam. And we are Christians.
Yeah, and someone being someone from Islam or being a Muslim does not guarantee you to not like them.
No.
There are people created by God, and you are also a person that created by God, and they respect you.
Exactly.
So I think the whole thing of people ganging up on different religions, the whole issue of when aren't even ganging up on someone expressing their opinion is bad. And that's where the crazy part is. People can have different opinions about things, and they need to say that this is my opinion, and they should respect it. Because I think in inner circles, and my opinions are and thoughts. I know there's the whole conversation about do you have to mention names? You have to do things like this. And people say no, you don't have to. But the question that I ask is, but eventually, if someone who is probably in a lower class of you does something that you don't agree, you are going to mention a name. But if someone who is of higher importance in your perspective, you would not want to mention a name, what happens there? So there's a lot of injustice when it comes to this defense of prophets. I think so. There's a lot of injustice about so many things, and it's all about how I like someone, and you want to defend them in whatever thing that happens. So anyway, enough about prophets, enough about that. How's life in terms of marriage and stuff? I know you got married. And you have a baby.
Yes. I'm married to Eliza. She's a wonderful woman. By the way,
you did?
Yes. So
wow.
She was the one. She was the one. Panyanja. You know, ama body.
Wow.
Some post you have to sail to the lake to get the fish and bring back to the land. So she was the one who was actually doing that.
She would go on the water?
Yes, of course, using a small boat to get it from the bigger boat.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So you will bring this sugar kuzianika. So ngatika kuzowamba, I'm the one who would
do the process.
It would do the process, you know. Yeah. Then this banga and then she would take it to the market, to the main market. So that's how we are. That's where we are coming from. So she's an amazing wife.
Being supportive from way back.
Yeah, from way back, you know. Yeah. So you know, God blessed us with Vanessa first last year. We had a challenge. I think the story is in public domain.
Yeah.
But thank God, she's fine and she's recovering. Of course, she goes to the hospital for physiotherapy. Yeah. But we are doing fine.
No, I'm happy how you're a family man, your business, your family man. You're always talking about your wife. You're always talking about your kids. It's very good to always show that example. Anyway, I think we need to conclude. Is there anything you want to say?
Yes. I just want to, we are graduates.
Yeah.
We are graduates.
Yeah, of course. I don't like my degree at Zuni. There were issues. Don't remind me about that degree.
Yeah. Okay. There's a point that I would like to encourage, especially to the graduates. Most of the times we despise the humble beginning. I mean, in terms of entrepreneurship. As I said, I was selling tisomba tingono 50 kwacha kumakangania na customer mozi
line yours.
Yeah. I was a graduate, by the way.
Yeah.
So when I took my kind of opportunity, because we can start from that small.
Yeah.
But people don't know I have a degree. I cannot do that. And you never know, you can grow from that small beginning. So I just want to encourage our audience that having a degree, it doesn't mean that you cannot start from the humble beginning in terms of business. You can start maybe from 10,000. That's even is more than enough capital.
That's a lot, yeah. That's a lot.
Kama kulisa juice, kama kulisa tomato, start from that scratch. Tema unalituma mbonyo. Even Mike Mumba today, he did start from, he started from very big, from humble beginning. So you never know kudi so grow what you might become. So don't despise the humble beginning.
Amazing. Don't despise the humble beginning. I think that's a message that I am picking here today because Matthew's story is interesting. He has been there from the scratch, the struggles, being a person who's managing a small business of selling fish down in Mangoshi district to now starting doing business with property and having an office in Area 47, still growing his brand. That's big. And I think that's the story that we need to hear about humble beginnings and growing. In Malawi, these are no unique stories, are stories of so many people that have despised and have gone against the odds. And they are doing special, amazing, greater things to promote themselves. So yeah, anyway, let me conclude. Today, I am on my Man City jersey because we had a debut today. We're playing Manchester United. We have, I think, massacred them with 2-0. They had their goat there, but we have massacred them. So for all Man City fans, today is a great day. That's a phrase. I'm so happy to be part of this team today because we have won. So I think until next time, I remain McDonald, and you are being a wonderful people watching over there. Subscribe, like, and make sure that you follow this channel because it's going to bring you more interesting stuff. Peace.